So a lot of real estate investors that you see on YouTube, they kind of motivate you by saying, "Hey, like if you buy real estate, you can replace your soul-sucking W-2 job." And that's kind of the Kool-Aid that I drank back when I started investing in my real estate journey. But as I've gone through my real estate journey, and I've been documenting with you guys to be fully transparent and to tell you what it's really like. And as I've gone through my real estate journey, I've actually appreciated my W2 job even more. Like thanks to my W2 job and the fact that I was able to not lifestyle inflate and get caught up in materialism and trying to keep up with people and trying to flex, because of that mindset that I've had since 2013 when I've been working for the past 11 years. um, I was able to save money, have a margin, and then use my money from my pharmacist salary to basically invest in real estate, right? Like I basically saved money as much as I could. I tried to live as humbly as possible without compromising myself, right? I like a lot of people think that like, oh, you must be not be happy or you're eating like ramen all day. Like no, I live a pretty decent life. Like if I want to buy something, I'll buy something. If I want to eat something, I'll eat something. If I want to go on vacation, I travel, right? Like, I just went to Japan, and honestly, I don't skip on expenses when I went to Japan. Like I know how to spend my money in a way that brings me the most value, right? Like I find value in like eating and experiences and doing things. I don't really find as much value in maybe staying in a nice hotel, right? Because I'm never in the hotel anyways. So that's how I kind of allocate my money. It's very intentional in how I spend money, and it's very intentional in how I live my life, right? So I choose to live very humbly despite my net worth, right? I choose to still work a W 2 job despite my net worth. So it's very different. And like I said, just going through that grind, like if it wasn't for my W 2 job, like I probably would have lost some real estate. Like I'll be honest, right? If it wasn't because of my job that I was able to basically sustain myself, right? Like I would say, I wouldn't be able to buy my single family homes if it wasn't for my W 2 job. I wouldn't be able to do a huge cash out refinance and pull out $1 million tax free from all of my equity in my single family homes if it wasn't for my W 2 job. Like, how else would I qualify um, and justify pulling out $1 million of equity, and now my real estate cash flow is negative $3,000 a month? It's because of my high income W 2 was able to maintain that. And because I was able to pull $1 million, I could buy, two apartment complexes and a mobile home park, um, and be cash flow negative on those as well because dumping money for renovations. I am, putting in um, whatever excess cash flow gets put back in the property for renovations. And if I'm negative, my W two job can handle it, right? So it helped sustain my real estate portfolio. If it wasn't for my W two job, I probably would have had to sell a single family home for a loss potentially, or sell one of my apartments. So it helped me sustain my real estate empire. It helped me pay the bills. It helped me live my life, cover my basic living expenses, right? Like I have to pay for food, rent, gas, clothes, healthcare, whatever, right? Like, so I'm actually really appreciative and grateful for my W 2 job. Like it allowed me to scale a large real estate portfolio. It gave me the skill sets to problem solve. It gave me the mindset how to operationalize things because I help manage a pharmacy, and if you can manage a pharmacy, that's a lot harder than managing real estate. So in my mind, real estate's easier than pharmacy because pharmacy is in healthcare. It's more dynamic, a lot more pieces involved. Real estate's pretty easy, right? I just got a property manager. I got a general contractor. I got a insurance broker. I got a loan officer. That's about it, right? In pharmacy, it's like so many different things going in the hospital. So if you can, in the hospital, it's life or death. In real estate, it's not life or death per se. I mean, most issues, like I would say 99% can be solved. I mean, and it's not life or death, right? So, I'm very grateful for that. Like, because my job is harder than real estate, I think real estate's easy. Yeah, at least mentally. Financially, real estate's tougher, right? Because you're putting money into it. So, just really grateful. And like I said, I lost money on my mobile home park, but because I work at W 2, that loss offset my W two income, so I got some taxes back, right? I mean, it sucks to lose money. I don't want to lose money, but it my W two job buffered my loss, right? And yeah, it sucks that I lost $100,000, but I work a W two still. So okay, maybe I worked the year, and made no money for free, right? So people don't realize that. Like, don't quit your W two job immediately the moment you make cash flow. Like my cash flow right now, it's probably more than my W two job right now, but I still work, right? Because I know that I want to see this real estate portfolio. Like, how will it do long term? I've only owned it for like a couple, like 3 years. So how would it do? Maybe there's gonna be a huge hailstorm and I have to replace a bunch of roofs. So even though I'm making good money, it's still nice to have diversify your streams of income. Like, you don't want all your eggs in one basket, right? I don't want all my eggs in real estate. I don't want all my eggs in my W two job. You want both, right? And now I'm building a third stream of income through real estate, or through YouTube coaching, and I'm working my real estate broker's license. So like I'm diversifying even further, and so that's how conservative I am. Like, people think that I'm very aggressive, and yes, I am. I am aggressive in my investment strategy. I am aggressive, but now that I've built a lot, I have more to lose. So I have to play a little more conservative. How is that? Have a good reserve, right? You want to make sure you have a good reserve. For me, it's $150,000 in the bank, right? You want to have multiple streams of income. So I got real estate income, I got my W 2 income, and I'm working on a third source of income with my real estate coaching, and maybe a fourth when I become a real estate broker, right? So you always want to diversify and give that time, and maybe YouTube might blow up for me or not. And that's a fifth source of income, right? So I want to build these other streams of income to protect myself, because I want to. The way to build wealth through real estate is to keep your real estate long term, right? That's why I'm not big on like fix and flip. Like, I want to keep the home. That's how wealth is made, right? And it's the most tax efficient, but you need money, some cash flow today to live your life, right? Assets don't pay the bills today. They may pay the bills in the future, but you have to take care of your future self as well as your present self. So my W 2 job takes care of my present self, right? It takes care of me today, and I can live my life today. So I can just live off my pharmacist salary, a very nice lifestyle, and then the real estate income can just self sustain itself and take care of itself at this point. So that's why the message is like, don't quit your W 2 job just yet, especially if you're a high income W 2. Hey, if you're working minimum wage job, maybe your situation might be different, right? Like, maybe you want to learn to do another high income skill. But if you look at all the big real estate investors out there, even the syndicators, all the YouTube uh, real estate YouTubers, they make multiple streams of income, right? A lot of the real estate YouTubers make money off of YouTube, like what I'm trying to do, right? A lot of them make money off of coaching, which I'm trying to do, right? So notice they're still working, and they're working because you need a lot of income, you need a lot of reserve, especially when you're trying to build a real estate portfolio, you're trying to stabilize a real estate portfolio. So right now, W two, that's my main source of income, right? And especially, I just got a new house, a new mortgage. I'm gonna need my W two job even more, right? So I'm locked and loaded, and like with W two, I work Monday through Friday. You got time off. You have a lot of PTO. If your job is flexible, maybe they'll let you take 6, 8 weeks off a year, and you can travel 2 weeks every quarter, right? Like, what else do you need, right? So that's kind of the mindset that I had recently. Um, I know the fire community is really like, oh, so sucking W two, but I'm like, you could find a W two that brings you fulfillment, right? Like, you can find a W two that brings you fulfillment and do a real estate portfolio. Like, don't think one way or the other. You can have both, right? And it's just finding that balance, and it's not easy. It took me a long time, and after I got laid off, I become very jaded towards a W two job. I'm like, I put my soul into it, and I got laid off. So now that's when I scaled my real estate portfolio. But as I scaled my real estate portfolio, I was just like, man, real estate's very stressful, way more stressful than my W two. I'd rather do the W two, right? So I went reverse. I went from like, oh, I'm gonna retire myself from my W two and not have to work again. Then when I bought a bunch of real estate, I realized, wait a second, this is stressful, way more stressful than W two. I'd rather just do the W two. So now I have that happy medium where I do both, right? So they always say the truth is always somewhere in the middle, and it's a matter of you going through all the experiences to find what that middle is, right? So thanks to doing both, it gave me clarity, it gave me perspective, and it gave me acceptance. of, hey, you know what, W-2 is not as bad as people make it out to seem, right? So, and it just gives you the options, and you just have to find the right work environment to do that in. So hopefully this gave you some value. Hopefully this gave you some perspective as to why I still work a full-time W-2 as a real estate portfolio. And let me know if you have any comments down below. If you want to join my mentorship, check out the link down below. You want to join some coaching, link down below. Hope to see you next one. Thank you so much.